Welcome to Work Made Easy, where we explore the transformative power of simplicity in driving positive action and unlocking your fullest potential.
Hi there, and welcome back to this month's episode of Work Made Easy. I'm your host Parthajeet, and today we will take a short trip to France and explore how hybrid working is shaping up there. Now, you might be wondering, what's the deal with hybrid working in France? Do they take their coffee breaks with a side of collaboration? Or are their office spaces as chic as their fashion sense? Well, fear not, my friends, because we've got Celine with us, Celine Chaverot. Pardon me, my French is really bad, but Celine is a senior associate with Advanced Workplace Associates in Paris and specializes in workplace strategy and change management. And she's truly remarkable, and every conversation that I've had with her leaves me feeling more enlightened. And our last meeting sparked a very meaningful dialogue. And in this episode, I'm excited to share with you the highlights of our discussion, especially around hybrid working in France. So buckle up, my friends, and let's dive into the world of hybrid working in France. And let's make work easy, shall we? So, Celine, how would you describe the current state of hybrid working in France?
So, when it comes to hybrid working in France, French people are just starting their journey. But what we have been realizing is that in order for them to highlight the benefits of hybrid working, the way we were reorganizing, repurposing spaces, needed to take into consideration the fact that French people need to have their repairs, meaning that hybrid working is okay with them. Not having a dedicated seat, it's still okay with them, but still they need to be familiar with their environment. So what we have been working on, it's to find a compromise in order for French employees, to start to get used to hybrid working in a very easy way and to make them aware of their benefits.
So it appears that the successful adoption of hybrid working in France hinges on striking a delicate balance between flexibility and continuity. And I think employees value familiarity and comfort in their work environment. And this kind of emphasizes the importance of maintaining routines and social connections. And they also seem to be open to the idea of hybrid working, provided they can retain a sense of belonging and there is ease of transition. And I think there is a very valuable lesson in there for everyone, that implementing hybrid models of work requires strategies that not only preserve a sense of continuity, but also foster virtual connections and ease the transition to a more flexible work setup. For instance, in many Asian countries, strong workplace relationships are emphasized. And in such cases, while adopting hybrid work, managers will need to consider strategies to maintain these connections virtually. Additionally, offering familiar elements in the office when employees do come in can further facilitate a smooth transition to hybrid working, catering to the preference for familiarity and social cohesion. I have some exciting news to share, my friends. The book called Work Made Easy that I co-authored with Professor John Hofmeyr from Oxford University and Raj Krishnamurthy, the CEO of FreeSpace, is now available on Amazon. And if you'd like to get a blueprint on how to make work easy, I encourage you to consider picking up a copy. And your support means the world to us as we strive to share some very practical learnings from our combined experience of over 100 years. And as always, I welcome your feedback and thoughts on the book. Now, back to Celine, and I was really curious to understand how French employees perceive the idea of work itself and office spaces.
actually work is not it's not a place, it's an activity. So given the task they have to do, they can have the choice between home and the office. But when it comes to the office, still, they are coming to the office for collaboration, socialization, and the most important thing for them is to be able to find easily their teams in order for them to make work easy.
I think what Celine is saying highlights a fundamental shift in the perception of work among French employees from a location-bound concept to an activity-centric one. This is something that I've heard and seen in other parts of the world as well, and I think this is a reflection of an approach to work that prioritizes flexibility and efficiency. And when managers and employees recognize the office as a hub for collaboration and socialization rather than a mandatory workspace, they embrace a more dynamic work culture. This, of course, suggests that office spaces really need to be optimized for teamwork and connectivity to align with the evolving expectations that employees have today. Incorporating different types of activity-based spaces and collaborative zones can facilitate the seamless interaction necessary for effective teamwork. And this not only makes work more efficient, but also leads to job satisfaction. I was also keen to understand from Celine what kind of strategies that she and others are employing to ensure effective collaboration within this new approach to work.
When it comes to the team space, we realize that the concept of neighborhood, like a small village, works fine with them. Meaning that, they need to know where their team is. They need to know that they can have the spaces they need at hand, whether they need to have a phone call, whether they need to focus, whether they need to have a quick chat with a colleague in a bubble. So the way we are repurposing and reorganizing workspaces is based on this concept, recreating small villages within the head offices, and for each team to be able to find their peers very easily and to have all the convenient spaces at hand and make their journey seamless when they are heading to the office.
So Celine's approach goes beyond just practicality. It taps into a fundamental human desire for connection. By transforming office spaces into collaborative villages, she addresses the shift towards activity-based work while acknowledging the enduring need for social interaction. And I think the village concept fosters a sense of community and belonging within teams. And just imagine, small dedicated areas for specific teams equipped with various workspaces like, quiet zones for focused work, open areas for brainstorming, and casual meeting spaces for quick chats. And this proximity and accessibility streamline collaboration and communication, ultimately boosting productivity and innovation. The focus here isn't really on assigned seating, but on creating a functional ecosystem that caters to the diverse work styles and needs of team members. This concept mirrors the design philosophy of some of the tech giants like Google, Microsoft, and Facebook. Their campuses feature open floor plans with designated zones for collaboration, relaxation, and focused work. And these spaces not only encourage interaction, but also cater to different work preferences. This village-like atmosphere fosters a sense of community while enabling employees to work effectively, resulting in a more dynamic and fulfilling work experience. Well, folks, it's time to wrap up our journey through France today. Let's take a moment to appreciate the French art of finding balance, not just in their cuisine and fashion, but also in their approach to work. The secret sauce to successful hybrid working in France and perhaps in other parts of the world lies in striking that delicate balance between flexibility and continuity. Picture this, imagine this. Employees bustling around their office villages like enthusiastic villagers, eager to connect, collaborate, and create. And it's not just about having a seat, it's about feeling at home and knowing your neighbors and having the freedom to choose how and where you work. And speaking of villages, Celine's idea of transforming office spaces into collaborative hubs is like turning your workplace into a bustling town square where ideas flow freely and a sense of community fills the air. And before I go, I invite you, our listeners, to share your own experiences and insights on this topic. Your stories could be featured in future episodes, enriching our discussions and fostering a sense of community among us. Whether you have anecdotes, challenges, or innovative approaches to share, we'd love to hear from you. So do not hesitate to reach out and be a part of the conversation. Until next time, keep embracing the chaos, keep finding your village, and above all, keep making work easy. This is your host, Parthajeet, signing off for today.
Work made easy. The transformative power of simplicity in driving positive action and unlocking your fullest potential.